Good evening. Ira Epstein with your metal market wrap-up, and this wrap-up is for Tuesday, the 28th of October. I can't believe it's the 28th of October, 2025, about 6:45 p.m. Central Time. Well, as you can see, you're down again in the gold market. This is a bounce. You went down to 39.30 already tonight. I mean, that's a pretty big break. Silver market down about 14 cents. Copper's really sitting here and holding, and I told you I thought it would. Don't get me wrong, we can get small breaks in it, but there's short supply in that. In the platinum market, pretty close to unchanged on the day. The dollar didn't do very much. In fact, most of the currencies aren't doing too much right here, and that's because you have a lot of events coming up. You're going to have the Mortgage Bankers Association number coming out at 6 in the morning. Then you're going to get the National Association of Realtors coming out with their September U.S. pending home sales. That'll be out at 9. The report of the day will be the Fed at 1 o'clock reporting the FOMC policy decision. The market widely expects a 25 basis point cut. It's going to be more about what the Fed chair says afterwards. But I view this, on a scale of 1 to 10, normally I go, oh, you got to be careful. I think this, and that's because there's really no data. The data that you're getting, the Fed is fishing for it. The government's got to reopen. We have to get things coming back the way that they were so we can go back to more normal type trade. And I think that we're days away, not weeks away, days away from finally a breakthrough going to happen to get that done, where neither side really wins. I mean, everybody's posturing, the Republicans, the Democrats, and who are they hurting? They're hurting for the common guy out there that works for the government, not getting a paycheck. He's aggravated. I mean, what is this about? How does he put food on the table? Who's paying my rent? Yeah, I know you'll eventually pay me, but what do I do if I'm living paycheck to paycheck, which a lot of Americans do? The API numbers that came out this afternoon show that we're drawing on all parts of the market, be it the crude, the stocks and the gas, the distillates, and we're going to get the EIA number coming out at 9:30. But folks, the real event is Thursday when Presidents Trump and Xi meet, and what can they accomplish? How do they create breakthroughs? How do they both win and give something up so that this tariff stalemate and so on gets tamed down? Once that happens, that sets all the world markets up and away. Are we going to solve everything right away? If you believe that, you're reading a Marvel comic. That is not what's going to happen. Can we maybe make headway on some fentanyl? Let's pray that we do. That lowers some tariffs through there. Can we get the rare earths flowing again, even with their licenses? Yes, we can, I hope. Can we get software, chips from the U.S. running to some degree back in? Yes. But don't think it's business as normal. Don't think they're going to resolve the world event all at one time. If you do, as I said, buy yourself another comic book. All right. When we look at the gold, we're in a corrective posture. You ran too far high. Now, I'm already reading where people are predicting next year we're going to see the $5,000 mark in gold. You may. If we can't get to the point where we can control our spending, we have real problems both here and in other countries, and people will turn away from the dollar. They've proven that as nice as crypto is and as good as it is for certain things, it's not a mainstay yet. Don't get me wrong either. It's one thing you want to carry $50,000. I'm making an example of this in a crypto wallet somewhere, but $50,000 in gold on you is a little bit bulky to do, and you can lose it a lot easier. So gold has its place, but understand what it's all about. There was a massive, massive unwinding yesterday of ETF gold holdings. So the Johnny-come-latelys, they said enough's enough. I've made my play. I'm going to back off a little bit, and that's what I'm seeing. You can see in the futures markets on the daily chart how the market's leaking away. I pointed out yesterday that you have lower highs, lower lows. You're in a downtrend. The market did not hold real well, the 18-day average. It fought there for 3 days, 4 days. But now it's breaking down, as you can see. This is probably where you're headed. the lower Bollinger Band to try to find support. I wrote in my newsletter that the market's now trying to find value areas. That's what it's looking for. So that could be it. If that doesn't hold, it could be the 3,600 level. I wouldn't go picking a bottom. It's not the smart thing. You're now seeing the people that have made this money from down here and that maybe didn't get out in time. Do you think they're buying more right now in front of all this going on with China and the U.S.? I don't. Will they come back into gold in a big way if the U.S.-China meeting doesn't go well? Yeah. You can't go by what the press says. You're going to have to read papers like I do from all over the world to see what really goes on and what it says. American propaganda, Chinese propaganda, you got to sort of get away and read things to figure that out. You're oversold in gold, and that's why I say the 38.75 level doesn't have to go there, but it's a logical first support zone, the lower Bollinger Band. The gold-silver ratio, you're starting to approach back to the 18-day average. You've done this before. The question is, was that it where silver gained that much on the gold? Remember, you were at the 104 level. You needed 104 ounces of silver to get an ounce of gold just back in April, May. Now you're down to 83. That's quite a bit of a drop, all right? It's a fifth. Market pulled in. Okay, what's the next number? When you look at the silver market, like the gold, I've been looking for it to come down, and you're getting there. Come on, you already got your lower Bollinger Band for all purposes, and you're oversold. I don't think silver has a lot more decline in it. And as I told you, I'm much more friendlier copper than I am the others because you don't have it. The mines that produce it have had natural disasters. Let's assume that these tariff situations, be it Mexico, the U.S., Canada, the U.S., China, the U.S., things get resolved better and better, and the world starts picking up normal trade. This is something you have to have. Copper is going to be used in all these AI places that you go that they have to build out. So it's definitely a market you want to keep your eye on. Platinum has already today gotten back to the Bollinger Band. I just said yesterday, wouldn't surprise me if we got down there to try to find support again like we did here. It's exactly what you did. It's not in a buy mode. I'm not saying that at all. I'm saying it's in a short cover mode. Guys that were short, I think, are now out of the market. And in the dollar index, you've now got lower highs on the swing line, but higher lows. And for all purposes, you're hanging at the 18-day average. Pretty neutral. I don't see anything fresh that I'd be wanting to do in a big way there, one way or the other. What I'd like you to do is take advantage of the newsletters that I put out. And even though I have been held up and so on, if you were a subscriber of mine, to my morning subscriber videos, how many did you miss? Pretty close to zero, right? Even with the surgery and all that I was doing. I'm loyal to my subscribers. You can click up here if you've not seen it. If you want to subscribe, just go to iraepstein.com research. And I'm now ready to start jumping back in the market. The two events that had I been not operated on, the two events that would have kept me out of the market are now ending. The FOMC meeting, which I consider a non-event, but I want to see what can or can't be done between China and the U.S. and how do we get over a hump to get things back on a reasonable road. So I'm Ira. Watch the other videos tonight. I'm not yet ready to begin doing the morning flash updates. I'm taking it easy, still working my way back into my workload. But I'll catch you, of course, at the end of the day. And if you're a subscriber, you'll see me first thing in the morning as I put out the morning subscriber videos. Again, click anywhere up here, move your icon. You can go to our website, iraepstein.com research. You have yourself a great evening.